Amazing and fantastic action. But was there too much? John Wick Chapter 2, starring Keanu Reeves, Riccardo Scamarcio, Ian McShane, Ruby Rose, Laurence Fishburne, and directed by Chad Stahelski. John Wick Chapter 2 starts off a little bit after this first film ended, with John looking for his stolen car. The movie hits the ground running with a stunning action scene, then gets into the plot for the second film. John Wick, going back to his assassin's roots, caused a crime boss to call in a favor John must comply with. His compliance and subsequent actions force John into increasingly dangerous situations throughout the course of the movie. The story for John Wick Chapter 2 isn't as compelling as the first film, but that doesn't mean this film isn't fantastic. The first John Wick hooked you with emotion, and the second chapter doesn't have the same emotional hold which set the first story in motion. The second installment is more of a traditional action movie, and in a few places the story does drag just a bit. This is one of the only minor downsides to the movie, and this small negative is outweighed by everything else in the film. The only other slight negative the second chapter offers is the villain. He isn't as compelling as the first, and is a tad silly, but I think the directors were shooting for this. The first film had some absurd and silly moments with the villains as well, and the second chapter keeps some of these same aspects. There is very little else, however, to complain about in this sequel. The action scenes alone in John Wick are worth the price of admission, along with how the movie builds on the already fantastic universe from the first movie. One of the biggest additions in Chapter 2 is the character Laurence Fishburne plays. He is a leader of another underground organization which blends in perfectly to the world of John Wick. The character he plays is fantastic, and you can tell he was having fun playing off of Keanu in a movie again. The sheer jubilance he has in delivering his lines was great, and he stole the scenes he was in. The Continental, or the Secret Assassin Hotel, was a great addition in the first movie, and Fishburne being king of another secret group is equally fantastic. The Continental Hotel is highlighted again, and Ian McShane's manager's role is featured more in this film than the first. He is great, along with everyone else who works in the hotel. The entire world the film is set in feels nuanced, and without truly explaining anything, the movie is easy to follow. The audience is dropped into the world, and nothing is spoon-fed in exposition. This is refreshing for a film. The mystery of the world is part of what makes John Wick fascinating. Adding to the world are the pre-existing relationships, which are also never fully explained. One which stood out the most besides Fishburne is Common, who plays another assassin, Cassian. He has some truly great fight scenes with Keanu, and does a great job of being the equal to John Wick. Having John Wick getting injuries and struggling through the course of both movies is another strength for the franchise. John Wick is an exceptional badass, but he isn't invulnerable, and it's great to see how the character struggles to accomplish his tasks. This is displayed well in his fights with Cassian. I could watch their fight scenes on repeat. They are brutal and extremely realistic. There isn't a bad fight in the film, and Ruby Rose holds her own as well, though you could tell her fight had a stunt double. She plays the lead henchman to the main villain, and her character was interesting because she was mute. She signed through the film, which allowed the filmmakers to drop in more of the great subtitles they have used for both movies. I could understand those who may not like her character, but I thought it was another interesting take in addition to the overall world created. John Wick Chapter 2, simply put, is a fantastic action film. There are outstanding action sequences throughout the course of the movie, with so many headshots. They may have even pushed past the line with the amount shown, but I loved every minute. The action feels real and is shot flawlessly to where the audience is never lost with what is happening. The environments they chose for each action sequence also add another element, and they almost become another character in the shots. If anyone is a fan of the first film, then this is a must-watch and own. If you're just a fan of action films and didn't see the first, watch it and then go out and see this. There is little doubt to me that there will be a third chapter in the series, and I'll be there opening night to watch. Go out and see John Wick Chapter 2. Comment and let me know what you thought of John Wick Chapter 2 if you've seen it. If not, are you planning on seeing it? Will you be excited when they announce the inevitable Chapter 3? Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.